Finally, here in Edgbaston, and we are building up to India versus England on Sunday. The big clash, pre tournament favourites, but it doesn't look like it. Behind us, the Edgbaston ground glimmering, shining bright in this English summer. The sun is finally out, and the much promised heat wave in the second half of this English summer has arrived as well. England, though, are not really shining in this home tournament and now need 2 wins out of 2 to have any comfortable chances of qualifying for the semi-finals. At least one win against India or New Zealand, and they might have a praying hope of qualifying for the semi-finals. How did it come to this? Johnny Bairstow and Michael Vaughan involved in a really public spat about who is supporting them or who is not supporting them. Is it really possible that the English fans or the English home crowd don't want their cricket team to win a World Cup at home? Aditya, there's news that Jason Roy will perhaps be fit for Sunday's clash. He's been practicing hard. There were scans earlier in the week. He has such great impact for England up top, and without him, they have been struggling.
They have. I mean, just look at that pattern across the last 365 days. Every time Jason Holder and Johnny Bairstow have provided them starts, they've ended up scoring those huge amount of runs. In fact, all the talk about England scoring 500, or let's not get ahead of us at the moment, but yeah, all the talk about England scoring those big runs has been because of the impact Jason Roy and Bairstow have had. Not taking anything away from Johnny Bairstow, but yeah, without Jason Roy, James Vince hasn't really fired as well as England would have wanted him to. And what that does is, against a quality attack, like we saw against Australia, if you don't have that little bit of protection at the top, it really leaves the batsman to follow a lot vulnerable. And Indian bowling, we saw how it turned out. So if Jason Roy returns, I think it has to be good news for England. Also, you don't usually see the captain or Morgan mentioning too many players, but yeah, he's time and again said that Jason Roy's inability has hampered England, and if he returns, nothing like it.
Well, Ian Morgan always plays cards close to his chest. In the last press conference, the defeat against England, he did speak up about how Roy's absence was impacting them. He gives them those quick starts, as you mentioned, and more than that, then they don't have to worry about rotating the strike in the middle overs, which will be very, very vital against this Indian attack. Before we come to that, Bairstow in his outburst did say that it is one of the most spin-friendly pitches he's seen. I'm not sure why he has to complain about it. Perhaps it's because of the Indian strength in spin. But before we get to that, there's the question mark of Jasprit Bumrah. Who does he pair up with? Bhuvneshwar Kumar might be available as well. He's been building up his fitness. All-important clash. You would be tempted to play Bhuvneshwar Kumar because India have that problem that their tail starts at number 8. But Mohammad Shami, what form he has been in.
Absolutely. I would definitely not want to be the Indian selection panel right now at the moment, especially the team management, because, like you said, who do you go to? Bharat Arun even said that Bhuvneshwar himself has done so reasonably well that it's absolutely going to be unfair to drop him, because when he was the part of the Indian 11 when the World Cup campaign started. But again, 8 wickets in 2 matches, just the kind of pace, the rhythm, everything about Mohammad Shami is just perfect at the moment. It's one of those periods of a fast bowler's life where you just want to stay there, at the peak of your form, at the peak of fitness. And when the batsman is being troubled by pace, that is when you know that Shami means serious business at the moment. So.
And the fact of the matter is, he's, like you mentioned, he's landing the ball on that seam, and the position is so perfect. The ball is moving around, darting around at pace that batsmen have been left befuddled. The question mark is that if Shami does play, if Virat Kohli says, okay, like you said, he's in the form of his life and he needs to be in the playing 11. If Shami does play, then the Indian batting lineup has to take more responsibility. We heard KL Rahul speak up in Manchester that he's been throwing away starts, he's been disappointing with that, and that has cascaded in the Indian middle order. We have MS Dhoni, question marks, but he has the support of the Indian team management. Hardik Pandya is firing. Kedar Jadhav, he's playing hit and miss innings. Virat Kohli batting like an absolute dream. Rohit Sharma, probably his form has cooled down because his regular partner is not there, but he probably will get going again. Had a tough decision against him in the last game. But we are coming down to that hole in the middle order, number 4. who bats there, Rishabh Pant or Vijay Shankar. You know, you would think that Vijay Shankar will get another game. He's not done that bad or that badly because those have been tough tracks, tough bowling conditions. Rishabh Pant, though, brings you that extra advantage in terms of attacking instinct, attacking display, might just help that run rate across if India lose too many wickets in the middle overs from over number 20 to 35, like they have done in the last two matches. In that sense, Rishabh Pant will have an edge over Vijay Shankar.
You can say that that's one way to look at it, but just imagine the fact that Rishabh Pant hasn't really been in the international setup for a while now. He played the Australia series, but it's been a while, and it's very difficult for a batsman to just come in and just fix into the middle, knowing that that is one spot that is still up for grabs. Vijay Shankar, it'll be unfair to drop him after two games, two tough games, I would say. I mean, not really tough, but yeah, not the perfect of pitches to bat on. India might want to persist with him. Maybe again, like I said, it's a little too early, but I don't know. It's just that temptation of playing Rishabh Pant in, impact players. There've been clamours about his inclusion, and I don't know.
Hype.
A lot of hype. I mean, and that is understandable. He's like you said, he can get those quick runs, but I don't know. Would you back Rishabh Pant to just come into a game against a bowling attack like England? I don't know. It's kind of 50-50 chance, but again, I have a strong feeling that probably Vijay Shankar might be in with another chance.
The other fact that we have to look at is for a second match in a row, India will be playing on a used pitch because this pitch was used in the game between Pakistan and New Zealand. That was spin friendly. This one will expect to be slower again, spin friendly again. So maybe Virat might think, okay, Vijay Shankar's bowling might not be as effective. Kedar Jadhav will be more effective. But fact of the matter is, like Johnny Bairstow pointed out, it will be English batting against the Indian wrist spinners. Yes, there is Bumrah. Yes, there will be Shami. Yes, Hardik Pandya. Yes, the Indian batting factor. But it comes down to this. English batting versus the wrist spinners. This is the matchup that people have been waiting for. India versus England, June 30th. Everybody's been waiting for, thinking that these two teams will perhaps meet in the final. This will be the matchup that determines who has that one-upmanship going into that final. Although it looks difficult now, but that is the key matchup. Now, not from a World Cup winning point of view, but from an English qualification point of view.
I don't know. About 2 weeks back, England were right up there. You expected them to, make a cracker of a match with India, but at the moment, like you said, things are slipping quite quickly, and a win here would be absolutely wonderful for England to beat an unbeaten side. I think that's probably the kick England would want to get at the moment. And I don't know, with Jason Roy coming back in, there's still questions whether he comes back in or not. But if England can get this one past India, I think this might just be that spot where England redeem their campaign.
Well, there you have it. India are 1 point away from qualification for the knockouts. They are unbeaten in this campaign. England have had 3 losses. They expected to lose, but not as many as 3 matches. Will they snap their losing run finally on Sunday, or will India tick off one key opponent in this run up to the World Cup trophy?